Okay, Paul, you work in all kinds of organizations and you work on the themes of absenteeism and presenteeism, and you got a few strategies for those to master that.
Yeah.
Can you clarify that?
Yeah. First of all, we call it absenteeism. We used to call it sick leave.
Okay.
But we know that medically and biologically, illness is about 2% in an organization. So above that, it has to do with other causes than just illness. Mm-hmm. People feel sick and ill, but it's not an illness that drives them to stay home. So that's why we call it absenteeism. It's a broader approach. Okay. On the other hand, we have presenteeism. You are at your work, but you're not quite productive. Okay. So you are there, but not working. And we know from research that it's 1.5 times the absenteeism rate. So if you have 4% absenteeism, you have about 6% presenteeism. So 1 out of 10 is not as productive as we hope. Okay. So it's time to do something on these two issues.
Okay. And is it a little bit about what you told me earlier about, let's say your non-negotiables, having a clear strategy, knowing what your values are about? Has it to do with that? Or?
Yeah, it has to do partly with that, mm-hmm. because when I'm not really treated in a good way, if I don't feel at home in my work, then there will come a time that you get ill. Okay. Just by being there, by working, by not feeling the non-negotiables, the core values that you really have. So you have to increase engagement. And we try to do it by 3 words, ABC. That's about the feeling of autonomy. Mm-hmm. Increase that feeling, that people have the idea, I have influence on my own work. I'm responsible for my own job. Belonging to a team, mm-hmm. because that's very important to people. You are part of a greater team. You are supportive as team, mm-hmm. and work on your competencies, because the longer you work in the same job, you have to learn about new things. So every 3 or 4 years you have to do a course, whatever, mm-hmm. but to increase your competencies.
Do you have more strategies then?
Yeah, another one is when you get ill, mm-hmm. there has to be a team of providers helping you. Most of the time you go to a company doctor and you go to your own GP, but the most important part is that you are helped, because when you have financial problems, okay. We can send you to a doctor, but we can help you as well. So I think that's important, to have a great team of providers to help you out with that. And the third and very important part is do something about job crafting. Because you can ask people what they can improve in their own job. Mm-hmm. For example, we worked with a hotel group, and they were having some problems with their housekeeping. And then they asked the people working there what they like to do in their job, what they would love to change in their work. Mm-hmm. And they said, well, instead of working alone, we want to work as a couple and do the rooms with the 2 of us. Okay. And of course, they were thinking about the time, extra cost. And after 6 months, they noticed that it shortened the work time with about 20%. And the women had much more fun doing their job. So it's about engagement, it's about providers, and it's about job crafting.
Okay, that's very clear. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.